Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live back at you again on this Saturday evening. So today we just gonna talk about some trending stuff today that's kind of popping up, just giving a thinking angle. We're not judging nobody or condemning anybody, but we're just talking about the thinking process of some of this stuff. Just the things you see when you see this. Like, how do you analyze what you're seeing and right in front of you? You know what I'm saying? So before we get into it, bro, did you I know you was cutting grass, man, but what are some of the things you think that these young kids are going through that nobody's talking about? I know we did that earlier. I just did something in the afternoon. So
Mhm.
I ain't been that free on a Saturday in a long time, man.
Mhm.
But what do you think? Some of the stuff that they don't talk about. They quick to say the kids doing this, doing that, but what they don't talk about is what are some of the stuff that leads up to that they don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whether it's environmental or
yeah, stability,
yeah, we
things,
talked about that. Yeah.
things like that. The need to, fit in.
Mm.
The, you know, Probably don't get enough attention at home. That they'll go to school, you know, get roasted, and then next thing you know, it's all on the internet. So,
Ooh. Yeah, we didn't have that in there back then, but you definitely got roasted though.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you could get roasted, but now they'll put you in a group chat, and then you have thousands of people seeing it, man. But
Actually, I really think you just gotta have a resilient mind. You have to be taught that though, or at least the concept got to be given to you
yeah,
to have a resilient mind or have tough skin because a lot of times a kid don't understand like those people that's in those rooms, they don't even know you. I mean, they literally, they don't know you. Like they just know that you got roasted, but they don't know you as a person.
yeah,
And a lot of times, some of the people who, from my experience, there
mhm,
are a lot of people. My mom used to tell me all the time, if you can't dish it, don't take it.
mhm, yeah,
And a lot of people that dish it out on the giving end, but they don't want to receive it on the
mhm,
receiving end. And my mom always taught me that, like, if you're gonna do that,
yeah,
you have to be enough. You got to be strong enough to take it as well as you give it.
yeah. I,
Cause I'm a whoop you. I'm not gonna whoop them. I'm gonna whoop you for breaking. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's probably some of the reason why my mind is probably the condition the way it is because I was taught that you gotta have tough skin when you go out into this world because not everybody gonna like you.
yeah.
And some people, they'll roast you just because you're doing something better than them. You know what I'm saying?
But so
So
that's it's different
yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying? But
it is.
it's way
But tough
different.
skin can carry you in either era though. Having tough skin though, that's all I'm saying. That's like universal.
Yeah,
But you have to be taught it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's
yeah,
like they got it easier now, but it's also harder. The stuff that we wouldn't understand because we grew up in a different era. Like
yeah.
like I mean, you can have tough skin too, but still, man, it was what was that? I seen where what was that? Somebody, mama had posted a Rose was her boyfriend, but the kids in the school found found the dude mama Facebook page
Yeah.
and put
Wow.
him on blast. Man, that's wild. But
Yeah.
like, it's different.
And yeah,
But
that's another thing too. You dealing with a lot of younger parents doing stuff. They still
mhm,
living bogus, and
yeah.
the collateral damage. I think I talk about that. The collateral damage will be your kids.
Hmm.
You 40, 45, trying to do OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? And your kids are high school, and
Yeah,
then you get outed or something, or they find out, and then it's just a floodgate. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, dang. I mean, you gotta live with it.
I know, right?
Dang. Yeah. Ooh. Damn, boy.
But yeah, man, these kids out here, man, they,
I do.
I still kind of live in the trenches a little bit, man. The stuff I
Mm-hmm.
be seeing, just taking the kids to school and going to
No.
work. It be like, man,
Mm-hmm.
and we dudes that we went to school with, you be like, man, I hope that brother figure it out, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, eventually they do, but sometimes they don't.
So sometimes you get to a point where it's like some people don't. I asked my wife to like, do they get to a point where you just like give up, be like, I just don't even care no more.
Yeah.
What separates me from that person? Because we grew up at the same time in the same school, but at some point in the race, did he just stop running? You know what I'm saying? Just kind of.
Yeah. I say their home life was probably way different, you know.
Some people though that we know had a good home life and they still kind of crashed out a little bit.
Mm.
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's your individual will too, just to want
Yeah.
to do better too, no
Mhm.
matter the situation. Some people just got their will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not it's definitely not easy because I had to go through that. I had to get that develop that will on my own. But what helped me was like say working not
Mm.
in Southwest, but working like outside of Southwest, seeing stuff other
Mhm.
than Southwest all the time.
Yeah.
I think that helped out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did. What you do. If that's all
Hmm.
you see. And
And
that's crazy because it's people in the country that never left their mother. Like,
yeah,
never left it. Like, dang.
but I will say if you have a good family dynamic in the country,
Mm.
you really don't have to leave.
And yes, the hell you do.
It depends, man. Like it's some families in the country they got a nice little legacy, man, and and like I say, if you go to school and set yourself up, some countries, I mean, look, you don't even have to leave because, like I say, your grandpa got a good name. He worked, at the company factory, and instead of you actually doing the lower level stuff, you go to college and come back. You actually can work at the executive level, or the high level.
No, I'm talking about
And,
never
and
go. I ain't talking about
hmm?
that. I'm talking
Oh,
about never left. Like, don't even leave out of town.
yeah, I
Like,
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's kind of sad too, for sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Cause where my folks from is Sweet Home, even though it ain't like the deep country, it still ain't in the city, and it's still some people that's really been there most of their life. They may go in the city, but they come back, but they've been living there probably most of their life. You know what I'm saying?
and give them to leave.
Hmm.
Somebody can't even give them to go out of town. They just go stay in this small little town.
Hey. Oh, before we get into that, I'll ask you this: do you think traveling really change your perspective, or is
Yeah.
just a way to relax? You think
Yeah.
it do?
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
All right.
Shoot.
It seems like when I travel, it seems like it's all the same. It's just the area is different, but maybe
Mm-mm.
the infrastructure is different. Like when I go to Dallas, when I went to Dallas, it seemed like it's no different. It's just a bigger version of Southwest because of everything. It's like no trees, no scenery. Everything's concrete and buildings. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The freeway. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
That's
Well, how you get to Walmart? Oh yeah, that's about 25 minutes. Like everything 20 minutes apart, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like
You
I
know what I'm
say,
saying?
I know, I agree with you saying. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about just really traveling, like
Yeah.
going out the country
Costs
trying
money
to.
though.
It
Yeah, it
does.
costs money. That's why when people say money don't matter, like, I don't think you want to go travel. That costs money, money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Especially now, I can't even imagine now with inflation and trying to rent a car and no, they say Airbnb. It sound good until you mess around and you feel like you in a misery house. What's that movie, Misery?
like that,
You go to the wrong house. You know what I'm saying?
like that old man that came out the hidden door.
Oh man, boy, that's crazy. Hotels up, everything pretty much up. I mean, it's going. It's like going grocery shopping. It's up. You know what I'm saying? So even getting your car fixed, the parts going up. Just crazy, man.
Yeah.
So we finna talk about some of the stuff that was popping off, man. We had to warm up a little bit. Tell me what you think about this, man. Saint Lunatics suing Nelly for 50 M's, man. That's what they say is a lawsuit. They suing him for 50 M's, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This is crazy, man. Like they said that they didn't get credits. They helped him on the album, Country
Yep.
Grammar. He didn't get. They didn't get the credits.
Is it Ali?
Um,
Or
it's
is it
all of them.
all of?
Everybody except Nelly,
Oh,
Ali, Murphy Lee, um, Key One, all of them.
yeah, yeah. Cause
Yeah,
he was the face. I remember him and Ali going back and forth for a while, but
yeah.
oh yeah,
I think it's tough, man, because
I
they
mean
say they was homeboys, but I don't know. I think
yeah,
sometimes you may be friends, but you may not be homeboys. And when you can tell people that are not home or like that they really not cohesive like that, when the money
mhm,
start coming in and you start seeing that separation, it's like you started in the trenches, you made the album, and then when the money started coming, instead of breaking bread with your bros, it's more like, well, you didn't do this or you start finding ways not to do it. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like when you think about the Locks, they've been down since the beginning. I don't even know if
yeah.
the Locks even had any recorded beef with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Not with them.
Um,
Theirs was
and
with
they,
Diddy, I think. Yeah,
but the thing is, they all had solo careers and they all come back together and do stuff as a group.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if it's a Southern thing. I don't know. Maybe that's making it too specific, but it seemed like it always be one dude that pop, but the other dudes don't really pop as much, and they felt like they was being constricted by the person that popped.
Uh, well,
Like,
yeah.
cause Ali did a lot of stuff outside of Nelly, but it just never really popped. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he did it too late,
No.
timing. I don't know. And then a lot of times too, you don't get stuff in paperwork. You do handshake deals. When you're
Mhm.
dealing with millions of dollars or whatever, that
Yeah.
handshake deals probably ain't the way to go. You know what I'm saying?
But
You got
yeah,
to get stuff in paper. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But like you
Um,
said, they was homeboys. I'm talking about
I don't
real
know. I
good.
don't know if they was. I think. I mean, when you listen to some of the stories, it sounds like they knew each other and they got cool, but they didn't grow up like in the trenches together. Like it's people you grew up with in the South Side. Y'all grew up in the South Side, but then you think about somebody that grew up in Southwest or something like they say me and you, well, we didn't grow up in the South Side together. That's a different kind of bond than people that grew up on two different sides, and that's what it kind of sounds like sometimes when you hear them different Vlad interviews and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Like you
And it seemed
said,
like say Nelly understood the other side of the game.
yeah. I mean,
And I think sometimes you take that personal too. It's like you understand the professionalism and things that you have to do behind the scenes, but the other one's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Just give me the cash. But I don't know. It seemed real convoluted, man. You know what I'm saying? I bet you it's like so many different angles that you could look at. It's just unfortunate, man. You know what I'm saying? Very
yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah. But I think that's been if they didn't get the writers credit, and if you knew that from the get go, and
Yeah.
you didn't tell them,
Right.
yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. But
Messed up.
then that's what's messed up about business. That's why you got to handle your business, because a lot of time in business people don't tell you nothing. You hurt for what you don't know. That's why education is important. You know what I'm
But
saying?
if that's my partner, like I'm talking about real deal partner, and
They
you,
not. That's why I said I don't think they was real deal partners. Yeah,
yeah,
I feel what you're saying. Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
But thing
If
is,
you, matter of fact, I'll say this: if you were real deal partners
yeah,
before y'all even started making the record, you would have got the lawyers or whoever laid out the paperwork. This is
cause
your percentage. This is your percentage. This is your percentage. And you also lay out you're gonna do this work, you're gonna do this work, you're gonna do this work. Because a lot of times on the other side of that coin, some dudes just hang around and just think you're supposed to just pay them for hanging around too,
uh,
right?
nah.
And they
Well,
not
some
doing
people do
nothing.
that, but that
Yeah.
that's a little different. That's a little
I'm saying
different.
that could be an angle that could be, that some people use. I mean, You just don't know the whole spectrum of that the Saint Lunatics. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I
That,
remember one time he was saying there was a dude that was just a he just wore the mask or whatever. He was kind of like
that's
the
key
logo or something.
one.
That wasn't Key
That's
One, was it?
that's key one is what you call it, brother. That's
But he
Murphy
said he
Lee.
never did nothing else. He just tried to get him to do other stuff, but he
Yeah,
didn't want to do nothing else. Like,
yeah.
dude, you should make music. You should make verses, but he never wanted to do it. What do you do at that point? You're trying to tell them how to make more money, but they didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a
What do you do?
brotherhood. It's a brotherhood. He made up the. If you, we don't didn't nobody else know his name. They remember the mask though. That was part of it. They was St.
But he
Lunacy.
was saying that's not going to keep making him money though. That's all I'm
It
saying.
ain't. It
Like,
ain't. I get what you're saying from your
because
perspective.
at some point, he's breaking bread. But at some point, like he probably felt like he was carrying them more so than
Yeah.
everybody holding their own weight. I guess that's what I'm trying to get around to.
And like what they really talking about. Like he might have not rapped, but that don't mean he wasn't writing. It- you know what I'm saying? There's some people
But go
that
ahead.
can rap their butt out. I mean make dope music. You not even know.
Hmm.
He ain't even write that.
But I guess why I'm saying you got to do the paperwork is you have to come to the expectation of what the percentage is. Like based on the work that you do or what you're doing, this is gonna be the percentage,
Yeah,
right?
but
And I think they should have ironed. They should have got that. But sometimes stuff happen. I guess stuff happens so fast. Put the album out, stuff start happening. I don't know. Just saying, nobody really sits down and say your
yeah,
percentage, your percentage, your percentage, your percentage. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Cause it was
Yeah.
all one big pot to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
definitely divvy out the percent. You know what I'm saying?
it was
So
all
because
and
when it's all one pot, somebody always gonna say, "Well, I get most of this because I'm doing the bulk of the work instead
yeah,
of mapping out the percentage." You know what I'm saying? You leave stuff up to interpretation.
uh,
And that's when business start getting crazy. You know, you start swimming with the sharks at that point. Cause
and
you
it's
don't know who in Nelly's ear. Oh man, you carrying them dudes like that, man. Oh
yeah,
man, you doing it's your album. You making most of the money. I'm just saying, stuff happens, man. That's how I know that. Like the locks, you never hear that kind of stuff with certain
yeah.
groups. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, cause they
Only when. Go ahead.
yeah, cause theirs is internal, but it wasn't never it wasn't never no stuff with them because nobody felt like they was above the locks, even though they all had their own solo careers, but
Yeah, but see, I think they all grew up in the together in the same area, grew up together. Like they really know each other. Like
yeah,
I don't think Ali and Nelly they met probably at that time when they first started, but I don't think they grew up together from like kids to teens. You know what I'm saying? They probably met each other at the teen level. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when you meet somebody at the teen level, you unless you really know them or you know somebody know that they solid, even then they still can change. When you get older, money can change a person's mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of you really don't know
yeah,
unless that person you've been around that person know that he's solid. Money not gonna change him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
unfortunate, man. It sucks,
Yeah.
man.
If
You know
I
what I'm saying?
if
I
I
think.
wrote music and funded a lot of stuff, I felt some type of way too. I
But
would.
what I'm saying, the reason that I would say if I did that, I would make sure that the
Yeah.
business is handled before we even cross that threshold. If not, I'm just not gonna cross it. Or if I cross it without taking care of the business, you have to look at it as you could possibly get burned,
Yeah.
right?
You
Just like
can,
the
but
people with Diddy. Just like the people with Diddy. They was talking about some tape surfacing. I'm gonna get off this tape surfacing with Mary J. How many people? Like we talked about, I know people was looking at on TikTok. It actually went crazy a little bit. But when you walk into a room and you see baby oil everywhere, you see crazy stuff. At what point does the choice or consent? It's like a prism almost. His lawyers. You're gonna see some of the best defense or statements to combat some of this stuff you ever heard in your life. I hope people are ready for this. They're gonna make it sound like, man, some crazy Walt Disney story, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. Oh
Mhm.
man, they already saying a lot of this stuff that was happening was consensual, But it's like it's a prism. When does consent start and when does it stop?
Man,
All
if
this stuff is up to interpretation. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
if you drugging people, hell, I think the scent went out the window.
What I'm saying is, okay, what you're saying, I get it. I understand that too. But if you've been hearing about it,
Hmm.
the first few people, you know what I'm saying, man, my heart goes out to them. But if you like the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth person, when you hearing about this stuff, but some people say, I want to go big, I want to be big, I want to make it in the music business. Do people willingly sign up for that? Especially after you hear about it. If you know, like, hey, if you go over this dude's house, it's probably gonna happen,
But
and you still go over there anyway. You see what I'm saying?
that, them the ones
That's what I'm saying.
the ones that willingly. That's I mean it's different, but they don't.
But some of the ones that willingly went over there are going to double back and say that they were victimized, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the hard part about this case is that
Man,
gray area stuff. Some people gonna say, I know what he gonna do. I know he's gonna put something in my drink, but in order for me to make these millions, I want to be in movies or I want to do these things. I'm going to go through the process, I guess. I don't know, kind of like say being in a fraternity. It's like being in a fraternity. You're gonna get hazed, right? You
mm-hmm.
know that. Even people that in the hood, like if you go be in fraternity, you're probably going to be hazed, and they're gonna tell you it's a non-hazing environment. Of course, they're gonna tell you that. I mean, who wouldn't say that? But when you are pledging, the process of pledging, how about that? But same way, it could be same thing. We're gonna find out. It's gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? The thing that I think a lot of people kind of nervous about is there's a lot of people that either groomed him to do those things or was a part of it, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. And they may not have been at the house with him doing that, but they probably made a phone call. Hey, did they go through the process? Yeah, Playboy, they went through the process. All right, good. Now you went through the process. You in the ring of success now, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those people are probably more nervous too. You know what I'm saying? They probably like, do we Epstein them or do we get them out of it? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Cause, uh, cause that's the
nobody.
crazy part.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I don't think nobody that's been around him like that, pop like that. I think a lot of
That's
that
the
stuff.
thing. We don't know. Cause like I say, they say he had a tape. It's some tapes of Mary J. Blige going around. Somebody saying on TikTok allegedly, it's some tapes of Mary J. Blige going around.
But
And like I say, she
but
was on Bad Boy early years. You know what I'm saying? Her and Casey and all that.
yeah,
Bad
a lot of.
Jodeci and stuff.
I mean, that's why I say the people that was probably involved ain't going. They don't want the text to be out and stuff like that. But
Mm-mm,
like,
absolutely not.
but if you, but like I say, just being just flat out freaky like that. But it's the recording them without them knowing is what is gonna be the real big issue, especially with the drugging too.
Yeah,
But
and it's gray area. I'm telling you, it's so much gray because when you say record without knowing, I'm telling you, there are the first 2 or 3 years, or maybe 5 years. I say five. Of him doing it, the rumors are out there.
yeah,
Even in the hood, like growing up in the hood, you hear stuff about, hey, if you talk to this girl, this could happen, right? We
mm,
know about you hear about the stuff in the hood, right?
mm,
If you talk to this girl, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? She probably gonna bust your windows out, or she probably gonna slash your tires,
mm,
or she probably gonna, do this and that, A, B, and C. And some dudes still go down that path. That's like, you know what? I think the risk is worth the reward. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And I think that's the gray area of when you dealing with these situations. Some people think the risk is worth the reward, or they hold on to it till it's time to weaponize it against you. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but that happens too. I see both sides. I know. I'm not saying he's not right at all. I'm saying he's totally wrong. And I said some of the people are victims, and there are some people in that gray area where they knew what was happening, but in order for them to get to where they had to get to, they had to
mm.
go through the process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? But But they're not gonna be honest and say, I knew what I was getting into. I had to go through the process to get what I got. They're not gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? They just gonna say, Diddy victimized me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the part that get messed up. Is the people that not being totally honest about what's going on.
But
Especially if you've been doing it these last few years, if you was a part of it, like the last 5 years. The first five, you didn't know. You probably just kind of, you didn't know. But after that, between, let's say if it's going for 20 years, the first five, you didn't know. People probably,
yeah,
they was duped into it. But after that first five, from the 6 to 20 years, you can't tell me that that stuff wasn't going around Hollywood. Hey, if you go to a Diddy party, you better be ready for what you're getting into, or this could happen. Some people probably went just to see it. You see what I'm saying? They just
yeah.
want to see for themselves, just being curious. You know what I'm saying?
But
Same way in the hood. Hey, if you go to Borough Park at night, it could go down. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Some people still go out there though. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You go to the Big Bamboo, you go to the Big Bamboo, it could go down. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And some
yeah.
people still went to the Big Bamboo, still packed out. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think it's more to it anyway.
Oh,
But
oh, it's way more to it,
but
100%.
like I
Yes.
say, like you like I say, they probably say, man, you ain't been to a party till you been to a Diddy party. But he like with a person like that that had power like that, yeah, it might be some stuff that go on, some freaky stuff that go on while everybody there. But when everybody gone, that might be a little different.
And then too, it's freaky and weird. It's like a mixture. Like
That nigga weird.
it's not just people in Hollywood. It's people. It's millions of people in the world. But there are a set of people. They love to see a person's will break. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's-
He. I'm not saying Diddy is this problem. I'm saying there are a set of people in this world that they get off to seeing a person break their manhood or their morals to do something or for success. And they have the keys to success or what they deem as keys to success. And they get off to this person they claim to be solid, but when they go to a Diddy party after everybody leave, they stand around to see this person break their internal will to do something weird or crazy to get to success. It's people that get off to that, man. It's crazy. I don't know. Maybe you so out of touch from the regular world. You know what I'm saying? But it's people in the regular world, like you say, in the penitentiary, right?
uh,
The dudes that punk dudes in the penitentiary is more off of breaking the dude will than it is the actual act. You see what I'm saying? Some people get off to seeing somebody fearful or seeing somebody, terrorized. Some people just get off to that kind of. It's weird, but I'm saying that's how the world works. But this stuff ain't talked about a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird people out there that those little things like seeing somebody terrorized or seeing somebody, in fear or breaking somebody's manhood. That brings pleasure to them more so than the actual act. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but I'm saying from a psychological standpoint, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. There are some weird people out there, bro.
yeah.
And he ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? There's more of them out there. Most time they roll in packs too. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of them are heavily rich. Shit, I don't know why, but it just say when you look at the common denominator and the correlation and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Talk about all them CEOs and step down. Yeah.
Stepping down. You know what? I think that's the best time to retire.
Yeah.
Oh man. So let me just think
Major
about this.
major companies too. Nike.
So I ran across this when I woke up from taking a nap, man. Tell me what you think. Is Steve Stout, is he being solid or is he being elusive? Check this out real quick.
Yeah. He one of them freaks too.
And to me, that's more of a black eye for the hip hop community culture. It's more of a black eye for us as black men. When you
Can you see that, Pimp?
see what he's done,
Not
when you
very-
hear about what's been found in seizure, how do those
Watch
things
how you answer this question,
sit
though.
with you, or what are your thoughts on the way that it's revealed who he was and how people perceive the entire culture of hip hop because of it.
I think it's fair to say that he had a drug problem. He has a drug problem. He hasn't come out and said it publicly. He had a drug problem or has a drug problem. But like first and foremost, I think it's clear at this point. It's fucked up that somebody who's that iconic, we've never seen anything like this before. Somebody of that stature fall from grace right before our very eyes in a short period of time. We've not seen that before. So trying to digest it all, I mean, to the point where they denied him bail. I mean, that's what they denied Harvey Weinstein bail. They denied the kid who hung himself, Jeffrey Epstein bail.
Yep.
So it's like they're putting him in that category, you know? And it's tough to see because now you know the person, you've seen the person, you've interacted with the person. That's the last thing you expected. So everybody's, you know, the jokes in the beginning was the jokes in the beginning. And then when the tape came out, it was like, oh, shit. What the fuck? This is not like a sexy, freaky party, Rick James, bitch, type of thing. This is really bad. It is definitely a black eye for the culture. And the most important things here is his kids, you know? They lost their mom.
So, listening to that, is he being for real? Is he being elusive, or is he being solid, protecting his homeboy? Because him and Puff used to roll. I think they used to roll together pretty tough.
That boy danced.
Huh.
He danced all on them.
Is that he danced on that thing? Oh boy, he was dancing on him. I'm a dancing. I'm a
Like,
dancing
oh,
machine.
he like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he has a drug problem. Man, get out of here with that. He has a drug problem. Go ahead, stop it.
I know, right? He know. I think he know. He ain't gonna say it, but he know. He know.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I just think he just didn't want to say it because he was.
You
You could tell. You could tell how he talking that he knows something though. You can tell. You can't be around somebody that long, and not know. You know what I'm saying that they doing some bogus stuff. You just can't. It's almost unless you just totally naive, which they probably gonna play totally naive. But I know he heard the rumors. I know he probably maybe he could say he never saw it, but I know he heard about this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy bragged to, hey, yo, Playboy, let me tell you about that dude. Do you know that kid? You know, he's so good on TV. Let me tell you about what he really do. Man, them dudes, man, like Diddy, I know he used to brag about it. He's just too arrogant not to, you know what I'm saying? So,
Hey, I told you, when 50 on your top like that, you did something.
oh, man. Boy.
You did something. I don't care what it is. You did
Man,
something.
boy. Yeah. So that's why I was asking, was he being solid or is he being elusive? I don't know. You know, time gonna tell. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing solid about that. Everybody scattering.
Yeah.
Like,
Let me go ahead and put this out there too. When I said that earlier, people thinking I'd be out there just making up
This
stuff.
was a quote from Mary. All of the women that are coming out and speaking and opening up about their sexual harassment and things that have happened to them, I just want to say I champion you and I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you because once and for all, you're free from a secret that made you hide and hang your head low and made you feel trapped. I understand because there's secrets and things that I've held onto for a very long time and still holding on to. And I just can't come out and say anything about them. I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you're free. That's a quote from Mary.
Yeah, and you see the caption that said allegedly footage of Mary J. Blige has been released to the feds. Crazy. But the question is not Mary J. Blige, but how many people go through these processes in order for success? Sad, man, but like I say, it's people out there that they really, it's like a thing for them, like a psychological thing for them. They get off to getting people to break their will or breaking somebody's will or to see how bad they want success. Like how far are you willing to go? You know what I'm saying? How much of a mountain you willing to climb to get to the mountaintop? You know what I'm saying? It's people out there like that. You know what I'm saying? You know,
That's when you, if money drive you, you do some crazy stuff.
sure will. It will make you do some crazy stuff. So here's another thing, which for the kids out there that's from the inner city. He was saying, Michael. You remember Michael Beasley? I like Michael Beasley when he played for Kansas State. I thought he was cold blooded. But Rich Paul breaks down some of the players like him that had the talent but didn't make the NBA because of whatever reason. Let me know. You think he capping or you think there's some truth to what he's saying?
There's very few guys to ever touch a basketball more talented than Michael Beasley.
Right.
The professionalism aspect of this whole thing is so important, man. You sit back and be like, "Why he in the league, he in the league, he in the league." It's because while they were there and the talent was here, they disregarded the professionalism. And those same people that was in a lesser role is now in a decision-making role, and they don't want to deal with it.
Personally, I feel like Michael Beasley's supposed to be in the NBA right now.
And Michael Beasley is probably one of the most talented guys to ever touch a basketball. If he had an opportunity to do it over again, he would take a different approach, I'm sure.
Right.
There's very few guys to ever touch a basketball more talented.
What you think about that, bro?
Yeah. I
Think he was on to something, or you think it's not that simple?
mean, it's not that simple for, it is simple, but it's not that simple. Like, you just don't know what people that went through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was on a pivot, man. You see the interview when he was on a pivot?
Yeah.
Man, that was a crazy interview, man.
Yeah. Like, stuff you be broken, but people, Rich Paul, his boy helped him out too. So I'm pretty sure.
I mean, Rich Paul boy helped him out, but he also executed on what he was doing too, though.
I get that, but
Because it's a lot of dudes that got helped out, but they didn't execute nothing. They just kind of wasted money. So I mean, I get both sides of what you're saying.
yeah.
And I think for me, that's why I would tell anybody, man, learn about God, like the Bible, for yourself. Because as a human, there's not, if any, whole humans. Everybody's dealing with brokenness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to minimize Michael Beasley. What I'm saying is when you don't have somebody to kind of teach you that you have to operate even with your brokenness, a lot of times you try to use that. I'm not saying he do that. I'm just saying people use that to try to keep from growing. When I started working at the ISP place, like really working in IT, I realized that a lot of times a person will only know that you're broken unless you're really telling them through actions or you're really saying it. But if you don't show those things, nobody knows nothing about you unless you really put that out there. You know what I'm saying? And then I had one or two choices at that point. I can either understand that, man, these dudes don't know nothing about Southwest Little Rock. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. These are dudes that been working in IT most of their lives. Here I am coming from IT, but I understand how things work from a psychological standpoint. And then I'm learning about IT. That's a great opportunity for me because the stuff that they don't know about the psychological stuff, and then I'm learning about the IT stuff, that makes me even more dangerous, you know what I'm saying, dealing with people. But a lot of times when you're doing professionalism, and even if they do know, they don't care because you're in their arena now. Like when you go to the NBA, you're in the NBA. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you, anybody that's out here listening, professionalism, like in business, they want you to understand when you come into this ring or this circle, this is not where you're from. I understand that you got problems, but you have to work those things out. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he may have didn't work those things out, and it could have cost him. That's what kind of what Rich Paul kind of saying. That's what I hear when I hear him saying. I kind of hear sometimes, you gotta, if you know that you got a problem, you have to work. You have to admit it and work on those problems, I guess. And it's sometimes hard for people to say that I got something that I need to work on. You know what I'm saying?
And they probably did work on it, but it's still right. That's why certain shit just ain't for everybody. Excuse the language. Certain stuff.
Oh, you
just ain't
good. You good. You good.
Certain stuff just ain't for everybody. Like I don't I don't get it. But
But is self improvement for anybody or that ain't for everybody?
it's for everybody, but you know, people wanna get help or change when they ready for it.
I get
Like I
that
said,
part.
but
And yeah.
and you might not even know you're broken or whatever. But if you have somebody, you go to a therapist or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
you coming from the places that he came from or anybody come from, it's tough for a person that ain't been through nothing like this to even remotely even understand what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying?
So man, listen, man, when I hear these people out here, I don't know, sometimes I'm just gonna say it. I think there are a lot of people out here hustling that word mental health, and they're not really addressing the issues. If you tell me one person that you knew that grew up in the inner city that probably don't got mental health issues. Like think about like when you grew up in the South Side. Can you think of one person that grew up in the South Side that was totally mentally healthy, growing up in the South Side?
That's a
You see what I'm
50.
saying?
That's a
It's
50.
hard. It's probably like a 1% of people. You see what I'm saying? You know, trying to make ends meet, make your money stretch. That'll mess with your mental right there. You gotta feed your family, and you only got so much money, and now you have to cut costs. Instead of buying soap, you gotta buy ramen noodles. That will affect your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And sometimes you hear these people making this content about mental health and all this, but man, it's people that and you don't have the money to go to a therapist. It just ain't even affordable. It's not even an option. You know what I'm saying? What you think a good therapist is? What, almost $100 an hour or something like that without
Mhm.
insurance? It's probably up there. It's not cheap. So I don't know. And for me, the Bible helped me out because the Bible's free. And that ain't free. You got to buy the Bible, but the Word of God, man, is you can read that and get. But that's just me. And when I started to put God first in my thinking process, like part of my thinking process, am I perfect? Nope. But every day I try to get better at it. Every day, even with my brokenness. Cause I grew up in the inner city too. I don't know, some people they think I didn't grow up in the inner city. Dude, I grew up in the inner city too. And it take work as an individual, but you got to know what you're working on. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you struggle, like it's some stuff I see Michael Beasley went through. Like, what do you, if you could say, if you would think about it, do you think some of the stuff he did while it was self inflicted, or do you think it was just all because of his upbringing?
That upbringing is something serious, bro.
But
You know,
what does accountability like for him? What does accountability come in at?
you
Because I
don't.
think that's the thing. Sometimes people get offended when you talk about accountability. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. People get offended when you talk about accountability. I'm noticing that in this time. I had to learn accountability for myself. Like when you learn accountability for not let somebody else hold you accountable, but hold yourself accountable, you'll start seeing things change. When you think about accountability before you make a decision, you'll start seeing your patterns change. Like nobody was holding Diddy accountable, so clearly it didn't affect his
Yeah,
decision making because he felt like he was invincible. You know what I'm saying? He
yeah,
didn't feel the accountability of what he was doing,
yeah.
and that's all I'm saying. Like when Michael Beasley went to the NBA, it was so much information because he wasn't the first one to go through what he went through. You know what I'm saying? Because I would say that AI went through kind of what he went through, but AI figured it out. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You don't
no.
think so? You don't
Hey,
think so?
no.
Hell, AI he went to jail. And remember when he was younger, remember? For
And,
that
and
brawl
and
at
he
the
didn't
bowling
figure.
alley?
No, he didn't figure it out. He was still getting in trouble and still doing this stuff. Probably
But he didn't
now,
get
like
kicked out the league though. He figured he figured it out enough to not get kicked out the league though.
they basically forced him out.
But I'm talking about that was after his prime. I'm talking about during his Michael Beasley got kicked out in his prime, bro. Like he still had a lot of basketball left. You know
That
what I'm
was
saying?
say he didn't even hit his prime yet.
Right? Yeah, I believe. Yeah, for sure.
But
Cause like say he could have stopped smoking weed. Could he have stopped smoking weed when he's in the NBA? That was one of the things. You know, he kept missing drug tests and stuff.
hey, like I say, you when you speak from a person that don't really fool with it like that,
Yeah.
yeah, that may have been his coping mechanism. Like people act like weed's just a horrible thing, but
No, it's not a horrible thing, but when you
uh,
get into the ring of the NBA, it's
that,
not um,
man,
against their policy, right?
that's what I'm
Right?
saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You in their arena and you got to abide by their rules. Well, forget it then.
Yeah,
You know, money ain't everything.
that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? Money ain't everything. Some people just ain't gonna be in like that just cause of money. Yeah, it's good. He just want the hoop. That's it. Whether he made money or not, he made a nice little piece of change, but he just want the hoop. That's it. And you got people that's like that. Then we used to go watch the summer league. Probably could have been a
Man,
5-star hooper. They just want a hoop. That's it.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe some guy put in my brain. It's like, man, like the love of the game, then there's the business of the game, and it go in the corporate world too. There's a professionalism. When I worked at the ISP place, um, we used to wear button-down shirts, khakis or whatever. And I remember they kind of laxed on it a little bit. And they used to, on Fridays, oh no, during the week too, I was wearing the NASCAR shirts and stuff. And I just started wearing those more than I started wearing the regular clothes. I started getting out of my whole professionalism. Just started wilding out a little bit. Too young. I think I was too young to really understand what situation that I was in. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. I'm sharing my own experience of why sometimes what you're saying, some people don't want to bend. I've been through that mindset of like I'm gonna do it the way I'm gonna do it, and it cost me. I can't complain about it because I did it the way I wanted to do it, but it cost me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things as well, and I had to start diversifying who I was and understanding that if I want to get to this level, I have to understand how to play the game within that arena, but still find what works for me at the same time without bending who I am. So, but yeah, and I didn't even have a mentor. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I had to figure this out on my own. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of tough part about life. Not everybody has a mentor. People be saying get you a mentor, but not everybody has a mentor. It ain't a lot of older men that look like us that's in those different fields that can give us the game. Matter of fact, when you from the hood, a lot of the older men never even worked in like IT. You know what I'm saying? They usually kind of worked in like what you say, factory jobs and stuff like that. They never really worked those kind of professional kind of jobs to even give you game. It's kind of like you got to figure that out on your own, young man, kind of deal. So,
And
but
that's why
yeah,
I wasn't. I'm one of those ones that you will see them and like, nah, that ain't for me. I'm good on this. You
yeah,
know, because I think I'm a
yeah,
pretty good judge of characters.
yeah.
But yeah, some of that stuff I'd be like, nah, I'm good on that. That
Mm-hmm.
even just the humor, like, nah, nah,
And
I'm good on that.
then this is another one I seen of Rich Paul. He was saying, check this out. I'll just listen to it first.
Most people want to be responsible for your success, not a part of your success. And that's an issue amongst our people.
People love to say I did that.
Or have you not do the job that you're capable of doing for the sake of them being able to control your day,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that just don't make sense. And this doesn't exist in any other business than ours. It does not.
I think he I'll push back on that. That exists everywhere. That's not just in the business he work in. That's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There are manipulators in every field, every job. You will never get away from this. Like you have to almost understand that this. You just hope you don't run into this more times than not. But there are a lot of people out there who wants to feel like they control your success, or if they don't, they either are jealous, envious, or they'll always try to trash your name because they don't have that control over you. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, but there's people out there like that. Um, Sometimes it could be family members, man. It's like, yeah, if I bought him those bag of chips in '89, like, man, come on, man, get out of here, man, with that dude. But it's just, I mean, that's how some people are, man. It's pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, there's gonna be people that help you along the way, and you can pay them back tenfold. But you know, I'm still that's not gonna help the situation either, though. Like,
No,
damn, I didn't
it,
pay that move back about 20 times.
man, and that's the thing, right? It's like, why should a person even have to pay you back? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I help you do something,
Yeah,
like, okay, it's the difference between like if I help you do something like a quick thing, but if I'm actually doing something where it's like if you help somebody cut their grass one time, you like, I help you
mhm,
cut your grass, boom. But if you're doing it for months on end, that's different. You gotta start talking about paying for that. But there are some people, man, that if they just do it one time, they feel
yeah,
like you owe them for the rest of your life. It's just unreal. Stupid,
yeah,
man. It's unreal, you know what I'm saying? Um, I know you have, man, helped so many people do something and you
yeah,
don't even think about it no more. They may remind you of it. Hey man, you helped me do this. Like I did, I forgot.
yeah,
But there are some people who hold it like a record, man. They write it down. Yeah, I helped them back in 1996. I gave him $5 for some gas. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like, dude, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, there's people out there like that. Whether young, old, working at a job, NBA, sports, any arena you can think of. It's people out there like that, unfortunately. But that's why I say, that's why I don't borrow money from people. I don't ask nobody for nothing because of stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? You just don't feel like dealing with that. And
hmm,
some people think I'm very weird because of that, but it so much peace. I don't have to deal with that. Some people, even though you, like you say, you pay them back, and they still say you owe them. They try to say you owe them interest. What? Now you a
hmm,
bank now? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Okay, okay. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
so, some people just give you a squig of their coke, and you'll never not owe them for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? They just gave you a squig, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Boy, that's crazy, man.
Mm-mm.
But that's how the world is. Why you gotta be careful who you run into and who you meet, man. You
Man,
gotta be smart out there, man.
you
You
gotta
gotta be
know.
smart. Cause I know growing up on the south side, coming up, you gotta be careful what you take from a person. You know what I'm saying?
Man, take
Yeah,
anything. Like,
motherfucker offer you a now later, boy. They could cost you, boy,
mhm,
just a piece of a now later, man. It could cost you later. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And,
dang.
definitely growing up in Southwest. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know, with quite a few convicts in my family, they pretty much. Hey, man.
Oh man, boy.
Yeah, yeah. Like certain stuff where you don't even realize you're doing it. Like, damn,
Yeah,
I thought this was normal.
yeah.
Like, like
And
I, at my desk at work, I got a drawer just full. I call it my little commissary.
the commissary drawer.
I got noodles,
Yeah,
chips, packs
yeah,
of tuna. Hey, I get
yeah,
hungry, and I
yeah.
gonna make me a
For sure,
spread. They like,
for
man,
sure, for sure.
can't do that in the corporate world.
Man, actually, people do it all the time. You'd be surprised. They may not have the same stuff you have, but yeah, they do it all the time, man. They may do it. Yeah. More people eat ramen noodles than what people think. You know what I'm saying? Don't sleep on ramen noodles, man. You'd be surprised. It's just and they still selling at the stores, man. You go to the store, sometimes it's different kind, like chicken and beef, man, be gone. Be done with shrimp left and some other stuff you ain't never heard of. You like, man, I done messed up. I tried to do the one time the pack of tuna, but the sodium was so high, I thought I was for the pass out. I couldn't handle it, man. I'm not conditioned to take in all that sodium no more like I used to when I was younger. You know, growing up in the country, that's all you eat is sodium. You get conditioned to it, eating pork and stuff. But boy, when you stop eating it and you start eating regular food and you try to go back and eat that, he's like, boy, I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't do a lot of sodium, man. That sodium intake it won't be good for me, man.
Yeah.
But they do pack of tuna, it be good though. I ain't gonna lie. You put that in your noodles though.
Man.
Them little what you call them, little Starkist packs.
Yeah.
It be good. It be good though, but man, I know I'm gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Until my body digested or whatever.
That's why I call it. When I'm real hungry, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
make me spread.
See, I'll make a little spread real quick, man. Knock it on out.
Yeah,
I be
ain't
doing
nobody.
that with little stuff around the house. My wife be like, boy, you the only dude I know that do this kind of stuff.
Man, nobody see me.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we just come chop it up, man. We trying to get more consistent on making this content. Let us know what you think. Comment, let us know. Subscribe, help us grow. And we're about to get ready and sign out this thing. Thanks for watching. What you want to say, bro, before we get up out of here?
If somebody leave a honey bun on your desk, just don't eat it.
Boy, don't eat it. It's not yours. You know it's not yours. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because it's going to cost you. All right, guys, we signed it out.